Hello, everyone. Welcome to Telegram 1883. I'm Bo Fowler. Stephen is going to join us tonight. However, please be patient with us. Texas is having another one of those storms, and you know how Texas is. When they do something, they got to go all out. But I do want to tell you this. We got a great show tonight. We got some giveaways that we're going to throw out to you guys. A couple of questions you got to answer. Should be pretty simple. Um, we want to thank all of our sponsors tonight. We've got a ton of them. Our guests are going to be two beautiful, talented young people, Jilly Gould and Alex Brilbay. We're going to bring them on here in just a few minutes. We're going to see if we can get Stephen hooked back up. Maybe he needs to pay his internet bill. I don't know. But after we have these two wonderful young actors on, we've got a couple of special guests afterwards, and this is what we've been trying to bring to you guys for a while now. Is we want to show you not just what's going on. Episode 8, the Doan's Townspeople. That's who we got coming on. We ain't going to tell you exactly who they are just yet because it's a surprise. Two very talented, handsome young men. I mean, that might be a stretch, but yeah, they're kind of handsome. You'll figure that out here in a second. But we've got them coming on. Big news, big news. 1883 season 2. Isn't that crazy? I don't know if I'm going to have to start growing my beard out or not, but we'll see. But 1932, that's right. 1883, season 2, and 1932, season 1. So you got two of them coming out. So 1932 is going to be after 1883. And we're going to show you a clip later on that's just going to blow your mind if you haven't seen it yet. It's been posted on all of my pages, my Facebook page and fan page and whatnot. But it's Taylor explaining what is coming down the pipe. So, without further ado, what I want to do is I want to bring in Alex Brilbray and Jilly Gould. Let's give them a nice welcome.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, how you doing, son?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good, good, good. You're looking good. Jilly,
Thank
how
you.
you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Good, good. I got to ask you, being that I'm in Oklahoma, is it you two that's stirring up those storms and sending them up here to me? Because I don't, I need some water, but I don't need a lot. So just send me a little bit.
I think it's you that's doing it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I think it's you that's making the storms.
Oh, no, it's not me. Um, what we want to do tonight is we want to give the viewing audience a little bit of behind the scenes of what you two encountered on your journey of 1883. Um, let me see if I can get this piece up here. Okay, cool. So give me just a second. And what I want to do first is I want to welcome some of the people that just now coming on. Steven's not here. He's my backup, my right hand man. So I'm going to have to do this solo. It ain't Han solo. It's Bo solo. Sarah, how you doing? Carmen, how you doing? Hi, Alex Brilbay, buddy. Alex Mudd says hi. Who's Alex Mudd?
An old friend from Dallas.
Oh, no friend from Dallas. Right on. Roanne, how you doing? Sarah, oh my God, Jilly, darn fingers. Now, what does she mean by darn fingers? Is that something you and her share?
I cannot think of anything, honestly.
I don't know. Are you there? She froze up, I believe.
Oh,
Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. I think that those storms are having an effect on everyone.
mm-hmm.
So, let me see. Oh, she says I mistyped her name. Sarah, you are silly. Lisa Bodley, how you doing? Sibra, how you doing? Paul, how you doing? Paul says, hi, Alex and Jilly. Good to see you both. Hey, Paul and Lisa here. Kathy Huff, hi, Bo. This is going to be fun, guys. All right, to the viewing audience, I'm going to let both of these talented young individuals explain one at a time. Of course, ladies first, Jilly,
Okay.
about their experiences on 1883. Jilly, go ahead, take it away.
It was definitely an experience that I will never ever forget. I think it's one of those things that like I'll be telling my kids whenever I get the chance to have them. It really kind of put everything into a different perspective for me. Like, this was the toughest thing I have ever had to shoot or film, and kind of helped me realize like all the work that goes into making such a big production and having up to 4 to 6 cameras at a time. It was honestly just kind of an experience of a lifetime. So
Right. See, and that's what I've been telling all of our audience. We were running 4, 6 cameras at a time.
yeah.
Speaking of cameras, Alex, here's something I want to ask you. And I'll tell the audience first. Every time that they would come and get us, and Alex and I would go to set, I would ask him a question when we got on set. Alex, do you know what that question? Do you remember what that question is?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
How many cameras are there?
And why would I ask you that?
So I would know where each camera is and the placement of it, and so I could face to it and I could play to it.
Right. Oh, you played well. Both of you just played phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Steven, you back with us?
I am. Hello,
Good.
everybody. Hey, live
Hello.
stream. Hey, Jilly and Alex. It's good to see everybody.
Yes.
You guys might have to
Dennis
bear with
Moore?
me. We've got a little bit of bad storms here in the Metroplex. So if I bounce off and on, that's the reason why. But you go ahead, Bo.
Okay.
I'm trying to play catch
I
up
just
here.
want to give some shout outs here. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Dennis Moore, buddy, how you doing? Danny Rice. Danny Rice, way to go. A lot of people don't know this. I want to give a quick shout out real quick. Danny was on Yellowstone. If you remember the biker scene where they were in the pasture, go back and watch that. Danny, you did an outstanding job, brother. I mean, you represented, you rocked that. And we're hoping to see you on future episodes of whatever Taylor has coming out, buddy. All right, who else we got? We're looking good here. So, Steven, you raining pretty bad down there? You got some pretty bad storms?
Yeah, it's storming pretty bad. Like I said, I'm kind of playing catch up. We got to talk about any stories or experiences with you guys?
Here's what we're bringing up right now. Jilly is going to go first. And I mean, she actually already went first. Jilly, explain this picture right here to us.
Yeah, so my mom just kind of wanted a photo of me in full costume with like scenery and everything. And this was just a little glimpse of like the setting that we were in. Basically, every location we were shooting was looking almost like that, very plain and flat, and just kind of getting a little like behind the scenes photo, but yet like in the scenes, I guess.
Now, oh, here's another good picture. Alex, explain this one.
Oh, that was our favorite horse on set. Every day we tried to find him because he moved to different spots, but me and Geely were getting ready to shoot a scene. I think that was the wagon circle.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Cool. Now, Jilly, you mentioned something that is very interesting, and explain this, both of you, to our viewing audience. You mentioned that your mother took that picture.
Yeah.
Alex, your mother was on set as well, right?
yes.
Okay. Alex, you go first. Explain why your mother was on set, and Jilly, you as well.
The parents were, my mom was on set because she had to be there because once you're, I think, 16 or 17 or older, you have to have a parent on set, and she was the reason I got this job.
Right on.
Now,
Good
Alex,
shout
we
out
did
to
give you a
mom.
shout out. Sorry, Bo. Can you hear me?
No, go ahead, please.
I was going to say, Alex, we gave you a shout out not too long ago. You just got your permit, correct?
Yes, I did.
Got it. Yeah. So trying to catch up, I guess, the audience to your age, and you're real close to being able to do it on your own. But yeah, Kelly, if you're there,
Yeah.
you can wave, show everybody. I mean, you were there for it all.
Right? Hop in and wave real quick. I know you're hiding behind that computer, girl.
She went to another room because she didn't want to embarrass me.
Okay. Jilly, same thing for
gotcha.
you. Your mom was on set as well. So basically, explain that real quick.
Yeah, so 16 years or younger, kids have to have their parents on set with them for legal reasons and safety, and especially with the show, all the not like stunts that we had to do, but there was some crazy like shots that we had to do, so our parents did have to be close by and like in reach.
Right, right. So basically, audiences, what they're saying is 16 or younger, you have to have a parent or a guardian on set. So if you imagine each one of these children having their parent on set, yes, it was a huge set. It was fun, wasn't it, guys?
Very fun, yes.
Yeah, it was. Let me see who all's saying howdy real quick. Suzanne Queen, howdy. Phil Powell, howdy. Sarah, I love that horse too. Heidi, hello. Joe, how you doing, buddy? Good to hear from you. Alex, you're up. Talk to me, buddy.
That was the release of the first episode of 1883. Was it Lubbock? I think we were in Lubbock for that one.
Yeah, in Lubbock.
It was an emotional day because it was one of the last days for us, and we had to say our there you go, and we had to say our goodbyes pretty much.
Yeah, it was a great day. Different. Yeah, it was a great day.
Yeah, definitely an emotional experience.
Exactly. Hey, you mean you got a picture with Tim McGraw?
Yes.
Dude, do you have this? Do you have a poster of this in your bedroom now? Don't lie.
I actually, surprisingly, I don't. But
all right.
Him and Sam Elliott were phenomenal, humble people.
Yes, they were.
Down to earth.
Exactly. Jilly, I want you to tell the audience what you have coming up and what you're working on, because I hear you're working on something as well.
As of right now, I'm mainly focusing on school and doing any audition that I can, because acting is what I love to do, and so I am going to push to do whatever I can. At school, I am doing some acting at school for like plays and stuff like that, so that's really fun. But as of right now, I'm mainly getting back into the groove of school.
Good. But you did tell us earlier that you are getting your learner's permit as well, correct?
Yes. So I just turned 15 on Monday. So now I can legally get my permit. So next week we're going to the DMV and I'm going to get my permit. So I'll be joining Alex on the road.
Oh, no.
So I want everybody watching tonight. You got to burn up my screen. We got to have a happy birthday Jilly on here. And you Texas residents, please stay off the road for a while.
You should.
I think
I
it's
just want to give a
about
big shout out to the viewers as they come piling in. Be sure to keep up to date on the videos that are coming out. If you haven't got a chance, go back and watch past videos. We've had some special guests, Sid Miller, Clinton Burgess, Joe Perez, Paul Bodley, just to name a few. We've got a great lineup coming up on the show. Remember, this is Telegram, and we're segment that we're on right now is specifically covering 1883. We've got some more special guests coming up shortly. Hey, Bo, do we want to give a shout out to our sponsors?
We do. And we're going to Brant Beef Jerky, Prairie Girl Boutique. We got a new episode that's going to be available Sunday, February 20th on Paramount. You guys got to tune in and watch that. Trivia Night 1883 is going to be March 3rd at 7 p.m. Central Time. Must be present to win. No spoilers. We want, let me see. I'm reading the bottom banner, by the way, and you guys probably already read it yourself. But we want to also do a little discussion, if we can, of your thoughts on the second season of 1883 and 1932. So if you have any questions about that, we don't know all the answers. Well, actually, I don't know any, but ask us anyways and see what we could do. Stephen, you have any questions you want to ask these two hoodlums?
You know, I really don't know what's been covered with these guys, but I will say this: they were the dynamic duo on set. I mean, both of these kids had just the best work ethic. I mean, I can't brag on these two enough. I mean, just for their ages, I mean, they're just so focused and they're already dedicated to their craft. And so kudos for that. Kudos parents, but also for our audience. You know, those with kids that want to pursue this, it's definitely doable, you know, and these kids love what they do, and there's plenty of opportunities, especially like you were saying, Bo, with Taylor Sheridan's lineup. I mean, we've got lots of shows coming up, and you know, a second season of 1883. You know,
Yeah,
so who knows? You know, so
yeah,
especially if you're
exactly.
local, keep eyes on that and be a part of this, because wouldn't you guys say this was an experience of a lifetime?
For sure.
By far.
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
100%.
Yes.
Are you going to do it again?
I'd love to. Yes.
Yes, I will.
And are you going to thank your parents for supporting you?
Oh,
Because,
yeah.
like Stephen said, Stephen is absolutely right. It doesn't matter the age, you know, and the younger you get in this on this, and the more you learn. And you can ask both of these kids. I've always told them you have to also learn what goes on behind the camera to fully understand what happens in front of the camera. And they've just been awesome. But for young people to do this, you've got to have a good support system. And I truly want to give a shout out, especially to both of you guys' moms, but to all the moms and the guardians that were on set, because they just did an awesome job, every single one of them. All right.
Yeah. Hey,
Yes.
one more question actually for these guys, if that's okay, Bo.
Yes, absolutely.
Can you guys give us a rundown of what the school experience was like? Because I know we've got some viewers that are kind of interested in, you know, over a 6-month shoot that you guys were on set. I mean, how did that work? Do you guys have schooling, or what? Paint us a picture of what that was like.
It was hard some days because depending on the location, school nowadays is on internet, but depending on location, there's no internet there. So
Yeah.
you were limited on what to do.
Jilly, you are here in this picture with who? Do you remember this gentleman's name?
Yes, James Jordan. He played Cookie on the show. It's probably one of my favorite characters on the show. I just loved his like spunky, like Spitfire personality. It was
Right.
like a blast to work with him, and like as a person is definitely different from him as the character. So that was also cool to watch.
Absolutely, and that's what I've tried to relay to the viewer and the audience is a lot of these people that actors that you met on set. I mean, they would actually bring their game when they said action. It was action. They just turned into you know, a totally different individual. It was just amazing to watch. Stephen, you have any questions? I think we're going to do a teaser. Okay, producer's going to throw up a teaser here real quick. Check this out. Pay attention. There's some good information in this.
How bad?
It don't get much worse.
You did not suffer all this way not to make it. You made a decision. Right or wrong, you stand by it. Yeah! Or take them all away.
Do I still have a family?
"1883" new series now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Yeehaw! Now there's a hidden egg in there, so you guys are gonna have to check that out. I ain't gonna tell you what it is because I signed one of those NRDA or NDA, whatever those things are called. You know. Okay, we're gonna do a giveaway. And here's the question. You have to get this question right. Stephen, you got a question? Or you want me to do mine?
Bo, you go ahead and take the first question there.
Okay. And it pertains to Cookie, by the way, Mr. James Jordan, just an outstanding actor. The question is, and I know you two know this, so don't shout it out, because on set, we were making fun of Cookie, James Jordan, after he did his scene, because he was just phenomenal. But here's the question. How much did Cookie say he would charge you if you didn't return your plate? I'll ask it again. How much did Cookie say he would charge you if you didn't return your plate? Let's see what we got coming in here. Oh, there we go. That was, man, you guys are on this. Okay. We have a winner.
For those of you guys that are new to the stream, yes, we do have a winner. For those of you new, because I see some more people popping in here, new names. Just so you know, the way that the game works is first to answer wins the prize. So be sure to be close to your keyboard and keep a watchful eye. Bo, you got our winner for us?
I do. And Stephen, that is very good advice, guys. Pay attention to the keyboard, because you never know when my crazy head's going to ask a question. The winner is Lisa Keeler. Lisa, we got some Relove leather. Our producer's going to throw up a picture of that real quick. Oh, she already did. Okay. Actually, I have mine on. I always wear mine. It's a nice little cross. This thing's been all over the United States with me, and then some. So, Lisa, you're the winner of that. We will private message us your address. We will get that out to you as quick as we can. Roanne Fitzgibbon, $10. You go, girl. You big spender. That's pretty good. Okay, we're going to have to wrap it up with you two. What's that?
I said $10. You could buy a whole dining set, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'll tell you how it went real quick, because you guys already seen the set. But during the takes, it was funny to watch James Jordan reach over there and hit the pan or the plate. And he'd say $3, and he'd say this was $3. The fork was $3. It was just funny and just amazing. Okay, you two have been wonderful. We want to have you back on later on if that's okay. Please stay safe when you're out there driving, and thank you so much for a wonderful time.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, guys.
Nice to see y'all again.
Yeah, nice to see y'all again.
Good night, you two.
See ya.
Wait. All righty, Stephen, you've got a couple of special guests as well. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. Why don't we go ahead and throw these guys up here real quick? We had talked I believe it was the last podcast, and the one before that about the Dones folks, Sid Miller and Clint Burgess. They were part of that. These two other fellas that we're about to pull on were both part of the Dones town people as well. They're going to be the two gentlemen on the far right. We got Clay and Derek. But if we could go ahead and throw them on real quick, I'll introduce these guys. But
hey, hello everybody.
How's it going, bud?
Hey, Derek. Hey, Clay.
What's up, guys?
Welcome on. What's been going on?
Shoot, Clay and I have been working on the fence line.
Settling back into everyday life after 1883, I guess.
Yeah, I know you both have been staying busy. You guys have been doing some commercial work. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Clay and I actually both got hired for a TX whiskey commercial.
What are the odds?
That's going to be in print and a few other things. And we're kind of waiting for some of that to come out here in the next little while. And well, Clay, hell, he just got back last night from a Rangers commercial he just shot. So
there you
go. And then,
oh wait, Steven was there too.
Yeah, Steven
was there. I was there.
Sorry, Steven, I forgot.
He's the star. He was the star, right there.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I know about that.
right in the middle. And then I shot a commercial for Ram Pro Masters last weekend. So Lord knows, looks like all of us are going to be on television quite a bit, fellas.
Absolutely.
That's the whole idea, right?
I think it's just a testament, right, to just going out there and doing it. Doesn't matter what level of experience you got. Go out there, get on the different profiles and stuff, and try. Right?
Yeah,
I love that, Clay. And just for our viewing audience, real quick, and we'll kind of segue into 1883. What was a big difference that you noticed just as recently as these commercial shoots onto something like 1883? I mean, I know on both of those, it was kind of like you come in your own attire on a commercial shoot, or that maybe they've got a shirt or a hat or something like that. But what was that experience like for you guys walking into 1883? Derek, Clay, whichever one of you guys wants to jump in first, we'd love to hear from you.
Clay, I'll let you take it.
Well, I will tell you this. I've been on a few commercials in my day, a few short films, stuff like that. I pulled up to do my first COVID test because before you go on set, you do COVID tests and stuff like that. And so you pull up to the set and you park car. I'm telling you, hundreds of cars. The set, there's just so many little studios, hair and makeup, all the different things, places for people to eat. I mean, it's mind-blowing. I can't explain how mind-blowing it is. It's like you're driving up into a theme park or something, and you walk out, and then you see the set. And kudos to Set Deck and all the people that have done this, because I mean, it's immaculate, it's pristine, it's beautiful. They think of just about every little detail. Even the sets go way further out than what's actually shown on camera. It's incredible. It absolutely is. They go the extra mile to make sure that these things are just, they just blow people away, and they do easily.
Yeah. Derek?
Well, so, I mean, I got lucky and I ended up getting to film with them in two different locations. Like, I got to film with them up in Montana and I got to film with them in Lubbock. That shot that you're pulling up now, that's Lubbock. That's at Doan's. You can see kind of the setup where they're looking like they're getting ready to do the scene where LaMonica Garrett is hiring Cookie. That's literally about to happen. I think moments before I took that picture, I was actually introduced to your wife, Bo. Yeah. Tristan is somewhere in the background, like of that photo somewhere, and then she's bringing Mr. Miller and Mr. Burgess onto set. And sure enough, I had luckily gotten the opportunity. One of the ADs had asked me to assist. And the scene that was happening was LaMonica Garrett was going into the shop and he was buying some things, doing all that. And everybody who's seen episode 6 knows what's going on. And if you look over LaMonica's right shoulder during that scene, and I'm blurry as absolutely all can be, but that's me right behind him. Before that scene had happened, Tristan had come up to me and been like, "Oh, hey, this is Sid Miller. This is Mr. Burgess. This is all in all." And I just happened to be there right at the same time as Taylor Sheridan was coming up and introducing himself to everybody. And incredible experience.
Right.
Yeah. Now, Derek, you had mentioned a while back to me that you had kind of given your acting career a little bit of a break. I know you've got a very, very interesting background. I mean, you've done mixed martial arts, you've done a medley of things, but I know that acting, you kind of put a pause on it, and it was your wife, right? That kind of encouraged you to get back into that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I know my wife had, she'd seen some of the scenes getting filmed in Granbury on Instagram. And she was like, "Hey, honey, like, this is so awesome. Like, they're filming this Western in Granbury, like, blah, blah, blah. 1883. We'd already been watching Yellowstone and we're already hooked on the show. And then I was like, man, I got actually really depressed for a couple of days. And I was like, oh, man, I kept on thinking in the back of my head, I was like, oh, man, I could have been there. I could have been, on that set. And so sure enough, I got online. I looked up who the casting agency was doing the work. and sent my photo in, sent my resume, everything like that. And then, I think honestly that my physical resume did a lot more work for me than my film resume, because my film resume was 1 or 2 digits. My athletic resume was, pretty extensive at that point. So it helped out. And then plus I also had experience on horseback and experience with cattle. So when I got hired in Montana, it was a thing that was like, if, maybe in a far off world, something happened to one of the guys who could ride or could handle cattle, something happened, I was a good guy to have on set. So
Yeah.
I thought, that was a fantastic opportunity for me. I was just happy to be there. Like, I was happy to be included, let alone, I don't know, anything else that happened. It was just.
Let me interrupt real quick. So you're telling me that the freezing wind, the cold, rain, the sleet, all of that didn't matter to you at all?
No, I
mean-
I don't know. It's I say on the job site all the time, in the hands of a lesser man, it'd have been a problem.
Right. Yeah.
And humble the boot, right?
Hey, I don't know. You get out there and it's just, it's a little cold. You throw the clothes on, you do the work, you get it done, and everything turns out okay. Like, if you stay tough, the world around you will stay tough too, and
Absolutely right.
it works out.
And that probably parallels a lot
Oh, that's a
closely
photo.
to your life. Oh yeah, go ahead and Derek. Sorry. You go ahead and
There's
explain
a
this
story.
photo.
You
Clay as
let
well.
Clay tell this one. Clay's,
Man, so here we are as 3 fine young gentlemen. There's me on the left, you got Derek on the far right, and our good buddy Joe Bear McGinn, awesome guy. We're on set, all right, and there's a scene going on. I actually think it's the shot back where Tim McGraw is with his son in the knife store, something like that. They're shooting that direction, and Sam's done for the day. And so he's starting to walk out, and he's taking pictures with a bunch of the other background and extras. Well, me, Derek, and Joe Bear, we're stuck on one side of the camera, the opposite side of the camera that Sam is leaving. And we're sitting there going, oh my God, this is our opportunity to take a picture with Sam. And we're sitting there just waiting for cut. We're just like, oh my God. And he's making his way further and further and further and further away. And we're like, this can't be happening. Finally, they yell cut, and me and these 2 guys take off as fast as we can. We're just running and running. And just like you would imagine what happens when you meet a legend of film or cinema, all of a sudden you hit puberty again, and your voice starts to change, and you go, Sam! Sam!
Mr. Elliott!
And just before he gets into his SUV, he stops, he hears me, and he turns around with this like Western swing, one of those like, just like that. And he goes, yeah. And we're like, dude, can we get a picture with you, please? And I'm not, for lack of a better term, I'm not going to use the real word he said on your podcast. But
Appreciate that.
We asked him, can we take your picture? Hey, can you take a picture with us? And he was like, yeah, but hurry up, because I want to get the out of here. I want to get the out of here.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it was a legendary moment. We all just couldn't help ourselves. Took a selfie. It's a great picture, great time, and it's great when you're on set like this in a film or in a series like this where the stars just pop up. Like you're sitting there 1 second doing a scene. You're sitting there talking to your buddies, and the next thing you know, Sam Elliott or Tim McGraw just walk up and say, "Hey guys, how you doing?" You're like, "Hey, nice to meet you." What did Joe Bear say one time to Tim McGraw?
Oh yeah.
You want to wrestle?
You want to wrestle? Yeah. Well, because I saw Tim McGraw was like kind of like stretching out and doing some high kicks and all that. And
oh, that's right.
Yeah, and Joe Bear was like, like he'd wrestle a little. He was like, oh hey, like what you want to do a little? It was a funny moment. But I will say, like when we encountered Sam Elliott at the end of that moment, he was tired. it had been a long day. He'd been filming all day. And when we ran up to him and got that opportunity to take that picture with him, and he turned around and offered for us to do that, he took the picture. And then immediately after, he looked around and he said, "Hey, did everybody get in that?"
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
Gracious, man. He's a gracious guy.
I've actually seen him do that several times on set, to where after the picture was taken, he would, Sam, he would look around and, did everybody get in on that? I mean, he was gracious enough to stop and take pictures with everyone. Actually, pretty much all of them were, great time.
Absolutely.
You know what, Derek, I really like what you said a little bit ago about how you got the job, and that you kind of have a working resume, and you have your real life resume, your athletic resume. And to our audience members, Taylor Sheridan specifically, he does a great job of creating realism, and he hires people with the skill set, the actual skill set. It's not acting, but to a degree it is acting, but they're drawing from real life experiences as well. And I know, like Derek, you said that with your background, I know your livelihood is farm and ranch. That stuff affects you every day, kind of like Sid being on the podcast last week. You said, the decisions that he makes affects your very life. And I just think that's really cool. And especially with the lineup of what's to come with all of his shows, I'm excited to see, where he draws from as far as inspiration.
Absolutely. I definitely feel the same way. I think, there was a constant joke that when we were working on 1883, we knew that like 4/6 was kind of in either pre-production or, it was kind of on its way, or that they were looking to do more projects and everything like that. We kept on joking that people who were playing the Doan's folk, who we were filming in Lubbock, we were all playing our own great grandparents. Yeah, it was like at a certain point, I was like, well, I'm going to come back on camera, hopefully for season 2 or whatever next thing down the line. But, I don't know if whatever Mr. Sheridan has coming down the line, I would work for him in any capacity whatsoever. I mean, if it was just carrying his bags, I'd do it. From what I personally witnessed from him, like actually handling things on set, and the way his I've heard it referred to leadership style. His leadership style was absolutely fantastic. Actually watching him do it and to be a witness, man, yeah, I'd work for him anytime.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, you're absolutely right. Gentlemen, we're going to run a teaser real quick, so stay with us. After we come back from that, we're going to do a Q&A. Audience, if you have any questions, now's the time to get them ready and throw them up here so these gentlemen can ask them. And my producer just reminded me we have another giveaway coming up, so stay tuned.
Okay, how do we reinvent the wheel again? What's the next thing we want to do? We're in an interesting time in scripted drama in TV because everyone is attempting to find this new way in to tell a story. And I've done it with all my shows, where I looked at a forgotten part of the American experience.
Taylor is an extraordinary writer.
I love Taylor's writing. There's an intensity to it. There's a urgency to it.
We have a lot of trust and love for each other as artists, so a lot of good things can happen from that.
With Yellowstone, I had built out this backstory of where the Dutton family came from. And with 1932, I chose that moment in time to peek back in, because you're seeing the children we've met in 1883 now attempting to raise another generation of Dutton at a time of the Wild West becoming a playground for the elite from the East. And as far as Bass Reeves goes, that's a parallel world. The 1880s, Bass Reeves, who's the first African-American marshal west of the Mississippi, policing the entire Oklahoma territories. When I'm casting, I'm seeking the great actors of our generation, and David Oyelowo is a once-a-generation talent.
To look at a character like Bass Reeves, I mean, this is the guy the Lone Ranger was based on, who got whitewashed out of history. And I just can't wait to get on that horse and tell this story.
I want to go get movie stars. An opportunity to work with someone like Stallone, it just follows this model.
The Tulsa King is a very interesting story. He's a lifetime gangster. He took the fall for his bosses and went to prison for 25 years, kept his mouth shut, and now he comes out. Next thing you know, he's in Tulsa. So he has to now start a new life, create a gang, because they want him to be an earner, and that's when the fun begins.
What I try to do is peek as authentically into a world as I can. LIONESS is an actual program between the CIA and Special Forces that truly no one knows about. Nicole Kidman came to this project very early on once I'd written the pilot and was so moved by it, she wanted to be involved as a producer. We have cast Zoe Saldana, and this is a deep dive in the way with which espionage and the military have blurred. I love to explore the richest, most invigorating stories, and I just want to work with those people who I've admired. And with Landman, I developed that for Billy Bob Thornton. He's a crisis manager for an oil company.
It's about the world of the oil business that we generally don't see. When you see writing that good, it really excites you.
I want to continue to make long-form films that we're showing in 1-hour increments. Paramount had the same vision that I did. They're recognizing that what we're creating is special, and they're giving us the resources to do it. And that's a great partner.
Isn't that crazy?
Lineup.
Man, Julie.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I want to tell you guys real quick, going back to the to Doan's, I was actually thinking the same thing along the lines as you guys were. It's like, oh my God, this is Doan, so this could probably parallel 4/6s and whatnot. And I had that same. I wasn't down in the town; I was up on the hill, but I had that same aha moment. But with a new season coming up of 1883 and 1934 coming up, I got a question for both of you gentlemen. Because this has been all over social media, everyone's talking about it. It's going crazy. Do you think it's a dream? Everyone is saying that Elsa Dutton is dreaming. I mean, they have picked this thing apart from her dress to her shoes to everything. Audience, get in on this. What do you think? Do you think that Elsa is dreaming?
I'm not gonna weigh in on that either way. But I will say this, talking about all those shows and stuff, Bo, I know everybody here, this group of guys right here, every one of us, I think would love the opportunity to work with Taylor Sheridan again. And Bo, I think this would be a good time for you to tell, some of our audience that's not familiar with you, your background. I mean, and stuff that you can kind of lend your, or catches your interest, I should say.
Well, and you're right. I've actually never told anybody my background. I was born in Oklahoma, but raised in California, and I grew up a cowboy out in California. But at the age of 25, I got into law enforcement. And I tell everybody I spent 25 years in prison. No, I didn't go to prison. I worked in prison as a correctional officer and a sergeant. So just like you guys, the 4/6s and Landman, Mayor of Kingstown, my background, these shows just totally piqued my interest. Mayor of Kingstown, man, I would love to be a consultant on that show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Landman. When I was in Oklahoma in 81 and 82, I worked in oil fields. So I have a connection to that, I mean, and 4/6s, yeah, I'm a cowboy every day. I was born and raised a cowboy.
Yeah.
So, it's a lifestyle. It's just what it is. So it's crazy.
I'm excited. What'd you say, Derek?
Well, you either know it or you don't. Like when being a cowboy, it's like, well, it's like 4/6 said, it's an art without an audience.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it is. You could be out there in the back pasture having to doctor a calf and throw this perfect loop and, get it all done. And you turn around, you don't have an audience. Nobody. There's nobody. Yep, I did that all by myself. You go home, you eat supper, kiss mama, watch a little TV. You get up first thing next morning, you do it all again. We got some people jumping in, guys, real quick. Bart McCarter. I don't know if you guys know this guy or not.
Oh yeah.
Everybody say hi, Bart. He says,
yeah.
He says, I think a portion is a dream. The journey happened, but the opening segment will be a dream. Good one. Jody.
We hope.
Yeah.
We love to see our protagonists live, but
yeah, exactly. Because to be honest with you, that means that I don't have 3 arrows in my chest in episode 9.
Yeah,
I could say that because it's already out there on the show. It's in episode 1, so I could throw that out there.
Yeah, not a spoiler, right?
No,
right,
absolutely.
Exactly.
It's like, I don't know. Between all of us, I'm pretty much the only one who signed an NDA at the end of the season. I know when I filmed with them in Montana, I was filming the season finale. So there's definitely a number of things that, like, sorry, fellas. Like,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah, exactly. And I will say this: as far as comments and stuff pouring in, we love audience participation here. So any comments? I know Lisa, I saw a second ago. She said, "Our son is a landman for Hunt Oil. Can't wait to see it." As a landman myself, I couldn't agree more. I'm excited to see what they do with that show. Let me see here. I think Elsa getting shot with her bow is a flash forward as she continues on the trail with her parents. That looks like Jody. Jim, hey Derek, you owe me a pair of Bullwinkle slippers.
We want to talk about these Bullwinkle slippers.
Oh man. Okay.
That ain't right. How is it?
All right. Well, from my previous MMA experience, my short-term memory ain't that great. So you might have to refresh me on who said it. But I definitely man, if I make a promise, I keep it. So
yeah, we'll let you guys sort that out in the DMs.
That's right.
Those guys, I'm out there. If they're there, if I said it, it's there. It's a heartbeat.
Oh, we believe you, Derek. Hey, Bo, should we do another giveaway?
Yes, I think that we should do another giveaway. Let's see if we can get our producer to throw up what we're going to give away tonight. And Steven, this time you asked the question.
Okay. While we're waiting on that image, I want this question in particular. We're going to see how well you guys were paying attention today because we gave you the answer for this already. Okay. So blank is in both 1883 and Yellowstone as a livestock agent in Yellowstone and Cookie in 1883. What is that actor's name? Remember, first one up on the screen wins.
Oh man.
And what you're going to win is some Brandt beef jerky. We've talked about this beef jerky for so long. I wish we would have had it. There it is. I wish we would have had it on this wagon train. It would have been awesome.
That would have been nice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm getting a little hungry.
I think that volcano habanero or volcano jalapenos got my name on it.
Well, while we're waiting on those answers to pour in, Bo, do we want to give a shout out to our sponsors?
Yes, we do. Let me see if I can find them here. I've got several things going on. Just give me a second. I should have already had them up. I've been a bad host. Although
you've been a lifesaver. You've
a wonderful host, man.
Absolutely.
Oh, we got this
one-man
covered,
show
brother.
for a while.
It was, but
Threw the show on his shoulders and was like, "I got this.
I got it." This ain't the first time Texas has sent me a storm. Yeah, we're gonna have 2 winners for this. But real quick, we're gonna have before the sponsors come up. We're gonna have a trivia night. Be ready for this. We've got a lot of questions. They're going to be a little bit harder because you guys are getting smart. You're starting to watch this show. I don't know why. Maybe because it's great, but you're starting to watch. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to tell you just a second. I think it's next Wednesday at 7:00 is when we're going to do the trivia night. And my producer just said we're going to have 2 winners for this. Our first one is...
Yeah, go ahead, Bo.
Go ahead. Take it away, Steven.
Go ahead with both.
Okay.
You got both in front
The
of you.
first one is Kaylin Johnson. Kaylin Johnson, James Jordan. You're absolutely correct. We're going to get that brat beef jerky out to you. PM is your address, and we'll get it there. Our second winner was Bob Sells. Bob Sells, congratulations. You're going to love this brat beef jerky. PM is your address, and we will get that out to you as quick as we can.
Way to go. And
Yeah.
as always,
Course,
we just
Suzanne
remind you guys to
Queen,
go
one
to
letter
both
off.
of our pages and like them so you can stay up to date with content. Guys, we're about to call it an evening. You guys want to add anything before we go?
I'll add one thing, man. We talked a little bit about Taylor Sheridan's writing and stuff like that. Obviously, he did a great job with 1883 writing this like coming of age story with Elsa and stuff like that. Man, you got to go through the anthology. My introduction was Hell or High Water. Fascinating show, just pristine, awesome writing. Jeff Bridges, Chris Pine, Ben Foster. Awesome movie. Start there, work your way through it. You'll have a great time. You'll enjoy every minute of it. So,
absolutely.
Yes.
Derek, anything you want to add?
Man, good comment, Clay. Anything Mr. Sheridan's done is absolutely fantastic. Definitely take the time to check it out. He's such a stickler for historical accuracy and everything he's trying to do. One thing that I really wanted to mention was this last episode of 1883. Elsa ended up, with that the Comanche Sam. And all that. And he mentioned right at the end of the episode, he was talking about being with Quanah Parker's people. And my middle name is Parker, and it's a family name. And I'm actually one of his several great nephews.
Wow.
Wow.
So it was, I don't know, it was incredible to hear that. I had no idea that was coming. I was like, for myself, I worked on the show and I didn't know that was coming. And he said that, and I was like, man, hey fam, I didn't know what to say, it just, man, from working with them in Montana to working with them in Lubbock, like I said, anything Mr. Sheridan does, I'd do anything from carrying his bags if I had to. It's,
yeah, right. Yes.
It's a great blessing to be there and with those folks. And obviously by even me and Clay being here tonight, there is lifelong friendships made on that set.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
I can't thank those folks enough for hiring us and having us on the experience. And, I hope to be back with them. So
you're supposed to say, we'll see you guys on the next set, right?
Well, yes, sir. Well, I always say happy trails.
Happy trails. There you go.
Hopefully we'll see some of these people out there that are on the fence about trying. You got to do it. You got to put yourself out there. It's well worth it. And it doesn't matter your level of experience. Do it. You'll make lifelong friends. You'll have great experiences and great stories to tell. So
absolutely.
I love that. Well, on that note, folks, I think we're going to call it. Bo, do you have anything you want to add? Or
yeah, I want to thank our sponsors, Relove Leather. Thank you so much. Rims and Saddles Entertainment, you're the bomb. Horn Custom Creations, you're just throwing it out there. Brant Beef Jerky, thank you so much. Everyone, you're the bomb. You did a great job. Thank you so much. We'll have you back later on because the name of the show is Telegram. It ain't Telegram 1883. Telegram is just our title is. So hopefully it'll be Telegram Landman, Telegram. Who knows?
Texas
Mayor
Rangers
Kingstown.
commercial.
Yeah, Texas Rangers commercial. I love that.
Exactly. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Everybody have a good night.
Man.
Good night.
Let's go! Delta Mark!
When I came up with the story of Yellowstone, I was always fascinated about how it would begin.
We'll head north till I find country it is worth the journey.
It's an opportunity to see Western expansion in the 1870s and 80s, a West beyond the reach of the rule of law. that brought out the very best and the very worst of humanity.
There's only one killer in Fort Worth, and that's me.
And action.
3, take 1.
You are pioneers, and that's all you are until you get there. You have the journey, and that's it.
1883, new series streaming December 19th, exclusively on Paramount Plus.